Welcome back to our podcast, Cargo Cat Pilots. Thanks for joining us today. If it's your first time, welcome. I'm Noelle, Carrie, Michaela, and if you've been with us before, thanks for coming back. So we'll start today. Just wanted to drop a fun little statistic for you guys. 88% of job seekers consider healthy work culture vital for success. And that was according to a Forbes article recently that was published. So we're going to dive into company culture today at ABX Air. And we're just going to tell you a little bit about what our company culture is like. We're going to talk about management, give a couple examples of how the company culture works at ABX and what the pilots think of it.
Healthy work culture.
Yeah.
It sounds so
counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I think you should be allowed to have fun going to work. I have fun every day.
Really?
Yeah. I get to look out a
What
window.
kind of fun do we have?
I get to look out a window for my job. How much better does that get?
It is.
You spend almost the same amount of time sleeping, as you do at work, so you should enjoy it.
Yeah. Flight level 370 it is fun.
It's usually smooth.
It's beautiful to look out and look down and kind of see what's going on in the world.
My teachers always said I couldn't get a job looking out a window. Prove them wrong.
That's right.
And I love to talk. I always got in trouble for talking. I know you cannot believe that.
That was perfect. I've never gotten in trouble.
I would never think that you would get in trouble for talking.
I'm talking to ATC,
What?
talking to pilots, talking to everybody.
So
talking to
weird.
ground crew.
Yeah.
Talking to everybody.
I'd definitely not see you getting in trouble for talking.
I don't get in trouble. I don't get caught.
That's a direct lie. That's what I was going to say. That's a lie. Fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, so let's dive in. So, company culture. What are some things that you think would contribute to positive company culture? What does that mean to you guys? What is company culture? Positive company culture?
Definitely, for me personally, I love that like family feeling. So a company that's small enough that you feel like you don't necessarily have to know everybody, right? I don't know everybody at this company, but I can say that I've developed a really nice close-knit group of friends. You guys are kind of in on that group. Like you're scratching on the outside. You're almost in
It's
it.
exclusive group.
Right. But it's that family feeling of just you're going to work with your friends. Like I have always loved that, and that's one of the huge things I love. I know I've mentioned in other podcasts. When I check in at 4 a.m. to go somewhere for a flight, it's like checking in with my family. You see 10, 20 people all the time, and you just check in with them and
Even
ask
like
about
from
life.
the security guard, like when you're coming through, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like, hey,
Where are you
what's going on?
going?
Where are you going?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
what's your flight number this morning?
Yeah.
You know, like it just makes you kind of feel special.
It does.
So, okay. So for you, it's a family environment.
Family
How
environment.
about you?
Open door policy, you know. I think it's important for a company, no matter what size. I think if you're at an airline and, you have 10,000 or 20,000 people, like, do they really know your name? Do they have an open door policy? Or, I know that we have things in place, to address issues or whatever, if you had to go out on family leave or, whatever the issue is.
Yeah.
We have the steps through human resources, but having an open door policy and being able to pick up the phone and call your VP or, call someone at the top or call, IT. Steve Briner is amazing at, if I'm having an issue with the iPad, like even if it's on the weekend and I'm,
Instant
on the
response.
ground in Alliance trying to come back and I'm like, Steve, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I had a very similar situation with Steve, which is really funny, is it was whatever in the morning. Sun was down. That's how early it was. And my iPad froze. And I was like, this never happened to me before. Like, the equipment's always been really good. I updated it and whatever. And I was like, what the heck? And we're like about to push back. And I was just like probably in like 15 minutes or so. And I just was like, I just sent him an email. I think, I sent him
And
an
he
email.
responded right away.
He called me.
Yeah, he's done that with me
And
too.
it was at like 5 in the morning or something. And just told me what to do and how to just redo everything and unscrew the situation. But I was just like, dang, like thanks for being there, man. But I'm just it's the when people do know you on a personal first name basis, I think they're more comfortable and like to approach and feel like they have a rapport with you and might be there for you.
And like, we have to go back to training, like every 6 months, right? And so if you're walking back into the, training environment or back into the sim, it's like, our sim instructors they all have worked here or work here currently, they've been line pilots and they know your name, and they know your history and they know what's coming. You know what I mean? They kind of read up on you and they care.
So what was your first experience where you noticed that like we had a positive company culture? Can you remember like the first instance where you were like, oh, it's a little different here?
For me, it's John Maloney, like knowing our name.
Oh,
I don't know if he looks at the face page every day. That's like his positive morning affirmations. He looks at the face page and like goes, okay, that's Michaela. That's the one.
Studies with flashcards.
Studies with flashcards. And we walk into his office,
Favorite
and
color.
I swear to you, every time there's not been one time he stumbled. I walked into his office days after being hired, months, years now, and he still goes, hey, Michaela.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do that?
So I'll tell you, I know that he had actually picked up the phone and called one of our pilots after they were involved in a car accident. And, when you're in a car accident, there's like all kinds of things going on, right?
Sure.
Insurance, making sure that number one, you're okay, and number two, is your family okay, and then dealing with all of that insurance, like, I don't know if this pilot had called in and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to take my trip tonight. But John had just picked up the phone.
It's like preemptive. Like he knows they're going through a lot. Yeah.
I'm just calling to check on you.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's genuine.
like,
It's not just to make him look good. Like he genuinely cares.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the culture that we have here. That's everybody.
Yeah, this is not
that's
just
not
one
just
specific
these two.
individual.
Yeah, that's not these two examples. Like everybody here cares about every single pilot.
Yeah, I think I could start from day one, and that was when I was getting ready for training for coming here, and it was how easy it was to get a hold of people via email. And that also when they would call me or something like that to make sure I was prepared and had all my documents and all that.
Tracy.
For Tracy at the time, first name basis.
Yeah.
And then I remember showing up to training, and when the chief pilot introduced himself, like he already knew our names. And then I only had to tell him he already knew our names. And then when I saw them in the hall later in training, like remembered my name. Hey, how are you doing? How's training going? All that stuff. Previous airlines I've worked at, the chief pilot only knows when you get in trouble.
Right.
Like you actually kind of don't want your chief
You
pilot
don't want your name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or you got randomed for a drug test. You know what I mean? It's like other than that, you're having like zero communication with the
If you get slip under with no one knowing your name, that's a good
just
thing.
A number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we have like family picnic days and, like during the summer, they're involved in the community. ABX does a lot of things in the community and that sort of thing. And I know they've done toy drives and that sort of thing locally.
Did you guys see when you were in training in Wilmington? I don't know who all is on it. I know some of the safety team is on it, but everyone in the Wilmington building goes out and plays volleyball on Wednesdays at lunchtime. Did you guys see this?
No.
I trained in the summer, so maybe that's a summer thing.
Yeah, I was in the winter. Yeah.
Yeah. But they all go out in the summer, I guess, on Wednesdays and play volleyball.
That's pretty rad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very
But that goes to remind me too about the comment that you made earlier. There was a hurricane, right? We had a hurricane recently.
Oh yeah.
And our
bring this up
management
because
sent out an email, right? And they were like, if anyone needs to go, not even like if you're not going to come to work. They were like, if you need to go home, to prepare your home in Florida,
we'll get coverage.
We'll take care. We'll take care of you and make sure that you're all right. And you have time to go down there.
Who
and
does
do that. I mean, that's going
ABX.
It's going over and beyond for sure. I remember I had a really close family member pass away last year, and they, when I called and let the company know, they were like, just don't worry about it. Like, let us know when you're ready, and we'll take care of things. Also, where do you need to go? Do you need to fly somewhere? Like, we'll make sure you get there. Yeah. And that was really nice.
We recently had a pilot who had like 2 deaths within like a week and a half, like parents, you know what I mean? Like a parent and in-law, whatever. And I know for a fact that they were, like, you take care of yourself and you take care of your family.
To the extent of getting a plane ticket for you.
Yeah.
Like getting you a plane ticket home.
Before many times. Same even when I was pregnant, I let HR know. Like, they were like, hey, it's been a long time since we had this a baby.
When was
pilot with a baby.
When was the last pregnant?
I don't
pilot?
years, several. I don't know.
20?
Something like that, maybe. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of years. And they were like,
It was like that one dusty button in the office.
Yeah.
They're like, oh God, pregnant.
Yeah, they were like, wait, hold
pregnant
on.
pilot.
Hold on.
What did you say? Huh?
Pregnant?
Like, you got the right number? No, but
Were they wondering, like, was she putting on weight in training? You know, was she eating bonbons while she, you're going through training? And like, what's going on here?
But yeah, they and it was the same thing. It was kind of like, hey, we'll work with you. Like, let's figure this out together. Like, this is what you need to do. You know, they helped me literally hand holding to get FMLA and making staying up with me, making sure that I'm filling out the right paperwork the right way. And it
Was
just,
that an easy process?
over and beyond.
I mean, did HR kind of help you with that whole process?
HR totally held my hand throughout the whole thing and kind of told me what it would look like and all that. And still the whole thing was like, whatever you need, we can do things, we can work together, figure it out, just stay communicative and lots of hand holding.
I feel like that type of feeling too in a company is what breeds like safety culture. Like,
there we go.
Like we're not afraid to speak up about something if we don't feel safe, or we obviously have programs in place, right? We've got the SMS Pro, which we can report like ASAP problems. We can do general safety.
Yeah.
The Focal data's on there, and fatigue's a huge one. We had
that
a
goes
whole
into
podcast
and
on it.
positive company culture too.
But like we're not afraid to fill these reports out and say, hey, this happened this day, and this is what I did.
So what you're saying is it's like it's a culture that is promoting safety.
Absolutely.
They want you to
because
be safe. They
there's
care
good
about
communication.
and
And
the-
good communication opens up a pathway to be able to talk about problems that might be difficult.
Correct.
Like whether it's somebody passing away or having a baby or even like some stuff that's going on the line.
Right.
So yeah, that's really good.
I mean, I feel like, I guess probably like past airline jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not have flowed as smoothly. It seems like it's more smooth here. And maybe that's just because they want to get they want to implement
Get the
this.
show on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we are about safety and on-time performance and reliability,
Yeah, it's pounded into our heads in the best way.
So.
But yeah, I mean, how's your experience been in previous employers, like as far as company culture and safety?
Well, so, I'm obviously the odd duck in the three of us. I didn't come from a 135 and I didn't come from a 121. I came from Part 91 operations.
Right.
So, we don't have a whole safety department like dedicated
Right.
to all that. But, upper management, like I was able to go to them and speak my mind and not feel like I was going to get chastised for it or fired for it. But also I did feel like, that company could maybe make some cuts here and there to just make like work roll a little bit better, a little bit easier. Whereas here, we want to do something like that, we'd back up and really take a good look at it. We have all these steps in place to make sure that everything's running smoothly, but also not at the detriment to any safety or anything like that. So, I'm kind of an odd one out. I think probably Carrie would be a better one to discuss on that, just being from a 135 background.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's running very smooth around here. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother process.
Okay.
Maybe because they've been here, done that, and they've been around for quite some
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and have been able to implement a lot of these things.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't have the largest pilot group, right? Like we're a reasonably sized, middle-sized
300
airline. Yeah, and of those 300-ish, we have 60 volunteer pilots that work directly and communicate directly with management, which is huge representation of our pilot group, and that kind of shows you like that closeness and that kind of relationship.
Yeah, I just learned that recently. I'm like, they volunteer their time. Like they care enough about, this company
Yeah.
to be able to get involved and address certain things. And
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to be involved in more aspects than just fly. I mean, not to dig people that want to just fly. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
But it is fun to be, involved in more.
Yeah,
Than
and that goes to pulled another little statistic.
Nerd.
she's our little finance major.
I'd be like that. Well, because these are really exciting because people might think like, this stuff isn't important, right? Like, oh, well, we're not a mom and pop operation. We're not going to do that. What's the benefit of that going over and beyond? How is that going to affect us financially. There are some people out there that that's all they care about, right? There are some upper management individuals and other companies that if they don't see a profit from it, it's not worth it.
Sure.
And in reading that Forbes article, companies that prioritize a positive company culture experience a 33% increase in revenue.
Wow.
And that's huge because it shows you that it's not just making this a nice place to work, and there's actual added benefits for that. And I think what it is it's a direct reflection of how many volunteer pilots we have. Because they like how the company feels and the company culture in that relationship, they're willing to put in extra work
Right.
for free on their own time.
Right.
And I think that says a lot because it's like, it's more than just punching out and going home.
Right.
And I think everyone's kind of like on board to work together and to increase profits and I think it's all a direct result of having good company culture and communication.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
At the end, it definitely affects the bottom line.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Have you seen our little mascot here?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a name yet for our mascot.
But I came up with an idea while we're here.
okay.
I think we ought to ask folks what to name him.
Okay, so
Like
did they
ask-
comment on our
Yeah.
comment on this video?
Yeah.
And if they do, and if we win,
Who has the
we'll-
most likes?
We'll send them a coffee cup or something. I don't know.
Okay.
A pin.
Yeah, a pin.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
say
Well,
a
so
pin.
we'll do a contest then, and whoever can come up with a good name and they get the most likes for the name of the bear,
Yep.
the bear will get the name.
I figured he could be our
I'll send you
cat's meow,
Yeah.
But he's a bear.
He is a bear. But
Right.
he's kind of cute.
He is cute. The aviators are a nice touch. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today.
I think so. Well, another very interesting episode, I would say. Continue to follow us online. Invite your friends, get to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. Like, share, and hit that notification button.
Smash it. Let the
And
hammer.
we will see you on the other side. But remember,
Always stay safe.
Reliable.
and on.